I have a big 6-inch vise here, and I put this here with the shocks mount to the housing here. I put it in this way, straight in. I put it in there, and there's a weld right here. I tighten the vise up on this weld, just right in the middle. I put that there, and I snug it up. I keep this up off the vise here so I don't bend the ears on here. I keep this up about 1/4 of an inch off the top of the vise here so I don't bend these ears. I snug her down, and then I got this here 10-inch extension, 1/2 inch drive, and I have a socket, and I flip the socket around, not like that, but like that, because it gives you a flush surface. Then I put this in here. I got the vice grips on here to hold this. Put it in the tube housing, and then I hit it out. The bearings will come out. It's coming now. There, they come out. There's the two bearings twinned together. The ball bearings come out of this one here. This was the outer side. No, the ball bearings didn't come out, but the ball bearing cage, it broke apart. You can see it's broken apart. There's about half of it left. And it's really in bad shape. You can see it moving all over the place. It was really making a noise, squealing like. The other side is really gone too, but it's not as bad. The cage is, bearing cage is still in place, but it moves all over the place. It's hard on the seal. Took it out. Anyways, when these pull apart, and there's a little plastic bearing holder here. It's plastic, and probably I'll get a new one with the other two I ordered, the bearings, and it just clips. It just clips in here like that, and then it helps hold the two bearings together. So keep that in mind. There's the housing. So anyways, I'll get back to you when I start putting the new bearings in, and we'll wait till they come in, and then I'll continue filming the part 4. Also, these bearings are self-sealed. The plates that go in here to seal the bearing, they come off because it ripped them out when the bearings let go. It come out the bearing cap here. Anyways, they come pre-greased with the new ones, and so you don't have to do nothing about greasing them. But when you put the new bearings in this housing, you just put a little sandpaper to just kind of clean it up. And then you put a little bit of grease, axle grease around here to make them go in easy. And also when you get the new seal, make sure that you put grease all inside the seal to keep it soft, like that. Put grease inside. Put grease inside the seal when you get the new one, like that. That's what this is the old seal, but that's what you do with the new one. Keeps it soft. You don't have to put any sealant on here because it's rubber. This is rubber, and it seals on the housing here really tight. So you don't need to put any kind of sealant on there. Anyways, I'll shut her down. We'll go to part 4 when I get the new bearings to show you how to install the new ones in the seal. Well, I got the new bearings in the other day. Just continue on from where I left off. These are the old bearings that come together with a little washer, white washer that's in the middle to keep them together. There's the white washer. This is the old set. The new set come the same way. There's the new one there. There's the white washer that goes in there. These bearings, they go together like that. There's no dust cover on them. On that one neither. They go like that because that faces the outside. It's got the dust cover on it, and so is the one in the bottom. Both have got the dust cover. They go on like that. So I took this out because I'm going to drive the one bearing in. I'm going to put them in separate. I'm going to put one in first and then get it down close to where I got to be with my measurement that I took earlier. And then I'm going to drive that one in on top of this one. I marked them before I took them out for the old ones. And I got the new seal. I put grease, bearing grease in here to make it so it's filled in. But I put lots of grease in. I filled all this in with grease. It keeps the seal softer, the rubbers in the long period. And the bearings, I just took that apart. I took them apart to put grease in too. They already are self-packed with grease, but I wanted to put more in. I put them in both sides. Can't put it in this side, but I packed it in that side on both bearings. It helps. So now what I do is I take this bearing here. See the black dust cover goes to the inside the housing here. And I'll drive it in. Get my hammer. And I just lightly tap it in equally all the way around. There. Now it's flush. And then what I do is I take a punch, which I have. It's this one here. And I put it on the outside edge of the bearing, and I tap it in more. This is for ball joint removing, ball joints. It's a kit. I took it out of my kit. It's the inside is perfect for the here. It's in there perfect. And I just center it and I hit it in with this. There. You can see it went in about 1/8 of an inch, 3/16 of an inch. So to finish it off, you can use a trailer hitch ball, which is like that, and put that in on the outside edge and hit it in. That's what I'm going to do, like that. I'm going to go in. Okay, that's far enough. I made about an inch. Now I'll take this white holder, plastic holder, and I'll push it in here and in place. Take socket here and just tap it in, make sure it's in. There's in place. Now take this, make sure that you're facing the grease part here. The bearing's down, so this is facing out towards the housing. Tap it in equal. There, it's flush there. Now I take this and center it. There, both went in. You can see they're both together. I'll take this and hit this in further. Now remember I said earlier on the video footage, like earlier stages, I said I marked it with, before I took the old bearings out, I marked it here with a, there's this hacksaw mark right there. That's where the front of the bearing's got to be. So I put it in there pretty well right on. Yeah, it's right on with the mark. I used this before. In the earlier footage, I went and put this in and I marked it here. You can see where I scribed it right here. It's right there where I hacksawed it. It's right on. Flush with that. So the bearings are installed exactly the same way as the old ones come out. Now I just got to put the seal in. But I'm getting the hub turned. The hub is being turned in a machine shop as I speak. The outer hub that goes in here to hold the wheel on. Because it had grooves from over the years. It had grooves in the steel on the hub, on the outer part of the hub where this seal here goes on to the hub. It had grooves in it, 2 grooves. So I'm getting a new sleeve put in, and the machinist is going to do it. I'm supposed to get it back later today, and I'll wait till I get it back, and I'll continue on with the last bit of the footage here. I got my hub back from the machinist this morning, and he put a new sleeve on here. You can see there's no grooves in here at all where the seal runs. You can see there's no grooves, see? Brand new. And this is the seal. It fits over there really nice and snug. Won't leak now. this new seal that I got. I'm going to put some axle grease in here. Just fill it right up, right inside here. There's right full of grease. Now what I'll do is I'll just for extra protection, I'm going to put this Permatex gasket maker. I'm going to put it on the outside of the seal, just a light coat here, and I'm going to drive it into the housing, into this housing here, with the new bearings in. I put a light coat of that gasket maker on there, Permatex. Make sure you put the seal in right. The chrome part where the ring goes facing out. There, I drove it in. I'm not going to go in all the way because I want to make sure that this is sealant on this here sleeve. I want to make sure that this seal here, the two seals, there's two of them there, are sealed in the middle on here properly. When I push it in, because this part of here will bottom out on the bearing inside here. Now I'm going to take the seals in. I'm going to take some more grease. I'm going to pack it right in there. Now you can see the grease is right all the way around. I filled that in behind the seal. It'll keep it preserved for a long time, keep it soft. nice and snug. Yeah, and the seal's right, perfect right in the middle. That's the way it's done. Now this whole O-ring that goes over here, I put it on there like that. There's on there. Just for reinsurance, I put a bit of this on. This same Permatex gasket maker. It won't hurt by putting it on. Just make sure that it'll be assured that it won't leak when you go into the water and you're sitting in the water for a long time with a differential in there. There. Can sure it's not going to leak. Going to seal good there. Now that I got all the nuts on, just finger tight, I slowly turn each one in a bit equally. I tighten these bolts up onto the differential. I put 60 foot-pounds on them. I tighten these bolts up onto the differential. I put 60 foot-pounds on them. And now I just got to put this here hub on. You slide it in and tighten your nut up. Put your cotter pin in. I torque this here nut up at 100 foot-pounds with a torque wrench.